Okay, we're gonna be talking about women these days. Okay, women, we on y'all today. All right. And I don't got nothing bad to say about women. Okay? Women is the most precious thing that God gave man. More precious than diamonds and gold. He blessed men with diamonds and gold. Cows and sheep and lambs and tigers and bears. Okay? He blessed us with mountains and acres of land. But the way this society is ran, the woman is empowered. And I'm speaking as far as black women, African American women in the United States. They rule over their household. Okay, majority of them do. A lot of them are single parent mothers. And the government is assisting them very much so. Even if they have top priority job or no children at all, there's a lot more opportunities for them. Not only that, but most of them are the breadwinners in their household. Okay, most of them have to take care of their whole family, or their immediate family. With there being few jobs for the African American males, and less power, okay, in America. Okay, the black man has no power. We don't own enough businesses to hire ourselves, okay? We need a domain, being able to have a airlines one day, a bank, a foreign exchange system where we shipping and importing and exporting goods, you know what I mean? Getting money on that type of level, we're able to hire a mass amount of our people to our businesses, okay? Imagine if we had hospitals, franchise hospitals around the world, you know what I mean? Our own judicial system where we able to judge our own people and hire our own lawyers, everything it takes to run a courthouse, right? To run a judicial system. We'll be able to hire our own, right? Just imagine how successful black men will be, right? Because the success rate as a nation, as a whole, they have more people who are unsuccessful than successful, right? We look at the poverty rate, the employment rate. We look at the education. We look at the abortion rate. We look at, there's many things that we can look at that shows, the death rate. We have genocide on our own people, right? Look at the rate of gangbanging, the rate of the prison, right? Imprisonment. Man has no money, is poor, broke, not working, can't provide. But the woman is getting the help from the government. So it's like the system is not raising the jobs for the men, for them to be able to take care of their families the way. I get it. I totally get it. Okay, so this is Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. Okay, so this was the judgment that he put on the woman when he separated himself from earth, right, and mankind. In sorrow, thou shalt bring forth children. Okay, so he said he was going to multiply your sorrows, right? So with your sorrows, that's the reason why you have a period every month. You know, this is the short end of the stick that the woman got. This was the betrayal of the woman. You feel me? And then you have to bring forth children. That's the pain you'll have to deal with in life. Always reminding us, because he's told Eve that generation after generation after her, it's going to die. Right? And the woman is going to have to suffer childbirth. And thy desire shall be to thy husband. Okay, so your desire will be that of your husband's desire. Okay, so basically, your Lord is your husband, just like the desire of man is supposed to be God, right? So a woman is really supposed to have a godly man who knows the ways and morals of the Most High. And not only know the law, but abides by them and walks in the ways of the Most High as well. Okay? Walk according to the law. And he shall rule over thee. Okay? So we know that when the woman plays her natural position as a woman and a man plays his natural, everything fluctuates fluently. Like it's like operating a vehicle. Everything has to function fluently. Nowadays, we have transsexuals on the rise, right? Because of the gender role has been reversed. Men are dressing up as women. Women are dressing up as men. They're allowing kids to change their private parts. It's getting crazy, and it's causing confusion, and it's causing wickedness. People are tricking people into believing that they're actually a woman when they're really a man. And they're laying down with him, not even knowing, and finding out later. And this is causing big commotions, disturbances, okay? Disease and plagues, pestilence, pedophilia, okay? There's a lot of that going on, and a lot of women need to watch over their kids, okay? Instead of leaving them off with people. That's a big thing, okay? So these are the things we have to watch out for. We have to walk in the ways and the moral understanding of God, right? Because the woman has now became the ruler, right? So now the woman lays down the law. The woman is the aggressor. Okay, the woman wears the pants and has the last say so, right? Not in my world, okay? Not in God's world, okay? So that's going to be destroyed when it's time for this world to be destroyed. And it's going to end when the new world begins. The whoredom out here is causing the wickedness. So the women need not to rule and to be submissive under her man naturally, and reminding herself to be humble and quiet, right? To her husband, right? And have respect of her husband, right? But you got to be a husband who's a man of God, right? Now, there are some times when, the woman does have to make important decisions or has to take lead or charge in certain situations, or you might have to go with the advice of your woman, in certain situations. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far as like, the ruler. You know what I mean? Okay, like even with the story of Abraham, okay, the father of Isaac. His wife, Sarah, always respected Abraham as her Lord, her ruler, her leader. You know what I mean? But there was a time when Keturah, which was his servant, had gotten pregnant by him. And the wife, Sarah, convinced Abraham to get rid of her and the son, right? And at first, Abraham disagreed, but he inquired to the Lord, and the Lord told him to listen to his wife. And the Lord counted Abraham as a good man. And we see how Abraham handled the situation, right? So in that time, we see the lifestyle of Abraham was godly, right? He was a man who ruled over his wife, right? And his wife was submissive and she respected and loved her husband, right? So Abraham didn't listen at first, but he did inquire to the Lord, which means that his woman didn't rule over him. God ruled over him. He went to God and asked God first, right? Showing the hierarchy of the woman, the man, and then God, right? In the Bible, that story identifies the meaning that God has when he says the woman should serve the man and the man should serve Christ and Christ should serve God, right? In that time, Christ wasn't yet born, okay? So man was directly to God, right? He served directly to God, right? Until Christ came, all right? So it's woman who's under the man who was under God, right? All in all, because we know that God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit is the Trinity, which you can label them as one, right? So even when Jesus wasn't around, you could still go to God, right? So the rule still applies. And that's the way it's going to really be perfect. You women are not choosing godly men. You want to be with a lot of gangbangers and gangsters who don't know God. And this is another reason why I'm getting on the women, is because I know the men, a lot of men are locked up, put away. We have a lot of prominent men, family men, who are put away from the criminal injustice system. I understand it, but you women are raising these men. You have to raise these men in the ways of God, because you guys are raising the generations,